Welcome to the Financial Planners Southeast Asia podcast, a show dedicated to driving the positive evolution of financial advice, specifically within Southeast Asia. To join a global community of financial advisors sharing and learning with one another to drive the positive evolution of financial advice, head to xyadvisor.com. Hey there once again, this is Gwen from the XY Advisor team, and welcome to the Financial Advisors Southeast Asian podcast. Today, I'm with a financial advisor from Malaysia who is very passionate about financial planning. She's been in the industry for quite some time now and has learned a lot from the industry and wants to continue learning. Please give it up for Vivian Chin. Hi, Vivian.
Hi, Gwen. This is Vivian here. I'm from Malaysia. Good afternoon, everyone from Malaysia.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for being here with me in the podcast. I'm very excited. So we actually did chat a bit before we started this recording,
Yes.
And we tackled in just a little bit of like some important topics that I'm actually keen to talk about. But first, I want to start this podcast by getting to know you more and for our listeners to get to know you more as well. So how long have you been in the financial industry exactly?
Oh, okay. Before I become a financial planner, I was an agent. I was in unit trust industry. I was with one of the company in Malaysia, and it's about about 3 years. And after 3 years, I get you can say that I found a way for me to help my clients, which is take up my CFP courses, which is in Malaysia. So yeah, I took up my CFP in 2018, and I'm certified in 2000. I think 2000. Sorry. I took up my CFP in 2016, and I finished off in 2018. Yeah, it's been 3 years. And it's been like 4 years.
Yeah. Time flies by.
Yes, totally.
Right, so you've been in the industry for 4 years now, and you mentioned that you're still learning, and you want to continue learning and offer the best advice and financial management system for your clients. Now, why exactly did you get into financial advice? I know you mentioned that you wanted to offer something more for your clients, but what brought about that that realization?
Yeah, it's a good question there, Gwen. Because once I met up with one of my clients, she's my favorite, by the way, and she's when we talk about retirement, she's broke in tears. When we talk about retirement, because she know that she can't retire at all with her current salary and the saving that she have. At that time, I can't really help her. So it kind of made me want to help her more, and then I can see her. It's like me myself in after 20 years time.
Yeah.
So from then I made a decision that I need to do something. So one of my friend introduced me about CFP. They talk to me about CFP. What is CFP? Then I find it's really interesting. And then from there, I learned that I know the way how to advise my clients, and now solutionings that I can provide to them. All this started from a friend of mine, and because of my clients here, that's the reason why I continue with this journey. I would like to help more Malaysian so that they can have a better future, a life that they desire for a long time. They can live on a peace of mind.
Yeah. So that's great because you started in the industry wanting to answer a problem, so wanting to find a solution to a problem, which is very common. So not just in Malaysia, here in the Philippines as well. A lot of people don't actually think about their retirement, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They work and they save, but those savings don't really go to retirement. It goes
Yes,
to, yeah, future house, or if not a
yes,
future house, then maybe
yes,
education for the kids, a new
yes,
car, all of those, lifestyle changes, not thinking about the far future, which would
yes.
eventually come. So a lot of us actually fall into that category where
Yeah,
we're still
yeah,
working at the age of like 60, 70, or if we're not working, it's our kids
yeah,
who help support
exactly.
us. Yeah, so they
Yeah,
become this sandwich generation. So I don't know
mm,
if you're familiar with that, with
yeah,
this.
yeah,
You,
yeah. Yes,
yeah,
I am.
yeah.
Yes.
So right, and in our country, we just want that to subside, if not stop,
Mm,
because
mm,
it's one of the causes for us to never get out of like the rat race of
yeah.
always, living paycheck to paycheck. So I'm glad that you've joined the cause to help educate people and help them manage their finances. Because also, I feel
Yeah.
like some
Mm-hmm.
people think that
Mm-hmm.
having a financial planner is only for the rich.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Yeah, some of my clients that they think that it's only the rich, financial
Mm.
planner only manage their money because they have so much of money.
Yeah.
But I totally disagree with them because
Yeah.
everyone need a financial planning to help them out, to guide them, so they know when come to make a rational and objective on decision making
Mm.
along the way. This is how I see it, like
Mm.
what you mentioned, like especially like the sandwich generation. I am
Mm-hmm.
in the sandwich generation now.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because my mom,
Mm-hmm.
previous time was like my dad because he
Mm-hmm.
had stroke, so I
Mm-hmm.
have to fork out some of my saving, even my retirement fund for him to pay all the expenses, especially the medical bills. Yeah, so this is what we are, what facing now in Malaysia as well, because a lot of parents, our parents, do not have insurance, all those insurance plan, they do not have that because
Mm-hmm.
the old folks don't believe at all on
Yeah.
protection plan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they, when they retire or even they they can't continue to work anymore, they depends on their children. And then after that, they find it difficult, and then the children have so much of stress, just to cover everything. So yeah, it's time for us to help, this group of people
Yes.
to, to lead them, to give them solution, or even a guideline for them what to do, so they won't stick into this situation. This is what I see in Malaysia now. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. And it's very similar here in the Philippines as well. A lot of people, or at least from my generation, are in this sandwich generation, and they're
Mm,
sick of it. And that's
yeah.
why, like, I think we mentioned this earlier when we had our
Mm,
chat, that we're slowly, or this generation is slowly getting into like the realization of how important personal financial management can
yeah.
be, and why financial planners aren't just for the rich.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. Yeah, so yeah, it's not only for for seventh generations, and then
Hmm.
it's also for those like youngster,
Hmm.
because most of the Malaysian, especially the young one, they in the stage of building out their career. It's time for them to save out for their future. Maybe start a family. So some of them don't even think about that. They just enjoy what the youngster call it, YOLO.
YOLO, yes, yes.
Yes,
I
yeah,
I hate that term.
yeah, they call it YOLO. Live it. Just live it your life. Live your life. So
Yes.
they never think about like save out. Do you know that 75% of Malaysian can't afford to take out 1,000? I mean ringgit. for any
Mm.
emergency. This is bad.
Mm.
It is
Yes.
really bad. It's 75 of Malaysian. They can't afford, don't even can take out from their saving account. Yeah, this is really bad.
Yes, that's
So,
true. So, even here as well, like, the moment there's sickness in the family, the whole family gets into debt. So
mm,
it's not good. Like, I think there was a census that only 1 out of 10 of the Filipinos have some kind of insurance policy. So imagine those nine,
mm,
those nine people. Whenever there's a sickness in the family, so they get into debt. And yes, it's very problematic. And that's why I'm very happy that we have these people now who are not only thinking about YOLO, but they're thinking about YAGO as well. So I think YOLO means you only live once. And there's this new movement of YAGO, which is you also grow old. So that is how, like, there's a shift in the mindset of people now. And
yeah.
mentioning that as well, so who is actually your ideal client, the one that you seek out to provide ongoing service?
Oh, okay. Normally those are in their mid 30s. They started to have they have children. I
Mm.
mean, like young kids. So this most of them are my clients. I have some of the youngster, which that's the reason why I learned YOLO. Yeah, so but for them it's just like just try to build out their habits of saving, try
Mm.
to adding value to them to understand what is financial planning, to avoid them to make further of financial mistake along the way. Yeah, so I have a mixture of clients here. I
Mm.
even have a client that the oldest, my client, the oldest one will be in her 55. Yeah, she's now
Mm.
55. She's now facing, I mean, retired.
Mm.
So it's time for me to help her to plan for her post retirement now. Yeah,
Yeah, that's wonderful. So you were actually all across all
yeah,
ages. And so with regards to that, because you're handling multiple generations
yeah.
or age, at least like career and age differences, um, do you have like a set of financial path for them, or do you create a very specific only to that client for their like financial path?
Oh, okay. Not really. It all depends on their needs, their current
Mm.
needs, and now to try to help them out to solve their issue so that they won't, it won't last. I mean, you try to solve it out so that it won't like follow them throughout the life of their lifetime. So this is what I see it is like a long term. So whenever that they reach a stage, they might graduate, they might not. When they, what I say graduate means that they will no longer need my help, no longer
Mm.
need my guidance.
Mm.
Yeah, then they can graduate and do it themselves. But when they reach another stage, maybe in their 40s or even in their 50s, it's time for them to look back, review back on their financial plan. Then they will come back, then I will design another plan for them, just to suit their needs on that particular stage, life stage. Yeah,
Ah, yes, yes. So
yeah,
that's, I think that's the correct term, their life
yeah.
stage.
Because what I see that every clients, they deserve to graduate. They they should build up their
Mm.
habits and to know what is financial planning. Then they have an idea. Then they can graduate happily and then do it by themselves. Because they
Mm.
already have the habits to do it, to save up or even to allocate all the funding, everything. They know what to do. So yeah, why not?
Well, that's wonderful. That you base the financial plan per life stage, and that they actually have that option to
Yes.
graduate whenever they have that they've already gotten used to the habits, the positive habits that they can in order to grow and manage
Yes.
their money on their own. And that's actually nice. Like it's like training a child, right? So
Yes.
you
Yes.
you don't really want to hold the child's hand all of the time, like
Forever.
all of their lives, like
Yes.
forever.
Yes.
So you actually give them a chance to do things by themselves, so that
Yes.
there would come a day that they wouldn't, not really that they wouldn't need you, but they
Yeah.
can do things on their own. And if there,
Yes.
maybe if there are times in their lives that they get confused, or they have something new, then they can still approach you, and then you can
Yes.
still plan
Exactly.
another. Yes, wonderful. All right. And having said that, like, how do you actually acquire your clients? Because I actually see that you
Mm-hmm.
have really a well thought of content that you post regularly on LinkedIn. So do you
Yeah.
usually use or do you use social media heavily to acquire these clients?
Yeah, yeah, I have. I actually I have most of some of my clients are from. I mean, 30% from them from the social media, and most of them are referrer. I
Mm.
mean, 70% they are referrer, or even it
Oh.
started since I was like in unit trust when I was an
Mm.
agent. So they're starting to follow me until now. Yeah. So yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
That's
This is what.
wonderful. That's
Yeah.
wonderful to know that 70% of your clients are from referrals. So that means that your clients are really satisfied with your service, or the service that you
Hopefully.
offer, and 30% is from social media. So you're doing really well on um, acquiring new clients via social media, and making sure that that your clients are happy. So how do you actually keep them happy?
Well, most of the people in Malaysia, they thought that financial planner will try to control them, what to spend on, what to
Mm,
cut, what to do. But
yeah.
for me, I give them also freedom. Just that I will point out, or even to guide them, to
Mm,
show them the picture. If you don't, the pros and cons, so that
mm,
they understand that what should I do next, so that can make a better decision. Not that I want to control them, at least I pointed out, so they know that certain things that they should do it, certain things that they might have to consider it before they do anything, or making any decision. Yeah, so I give them the choices, the
mm,
option. If you pick one of the choices, or even the option, what we will do, what will happen to you, and then they can
mm,
see it. They will make their decision by themselves. Yeah, I don't make the decision by them for them,
mm,
because this is their journey. Yeah, I just holding them their hands to go
mm.
through it and guide them so that they won't make any further mistake again.
Wonderful. You
Yeah.
know what, Vivian? It sounds like the way you handle financial planning. It sounds like it's like the ideal parenting.
Yes, this is some of my clients told me that I'm like a mother to them. I'm like, wow. Yeah, maybe I'm a mother. I in my 40s now. I have two girls. So
Mm,
maybe because of that, I
mm.
like to take care of people. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, maybe.
Yes, because you were describing how you keep your clients happy, and I'm like thinking like that's actually like parenting. You don't really want to, like, you want them to realize things on their own, and then you're just
Yes.
there to guide them, which is really nice, because they'll have like the autonomy, like they'll still feel like they have this autonomy, that they have control over their money, but at the same
Yes.
time, like,
Yes.
there's someone there who will feed them good information, and then will provide
Yes.
them the guidance
Yes,
that they need.
exactly.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that even when, like, maybe they'll spend or they'll splurge their money, and then they'll think at the back of their minds, oh,
Yes.
like my financial planner actually said that
Planner.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't be doing this. So um,
Yes.
and they'll always remember that voice at the back
Yes,
of their mind. And
exactly. Yes,
yes.
yes. So that's the reason why some of them told me that whenever they want to spend, they were like, oh my God, Vivian told me that don't do so, don't do so. So yeah, yeah, because I do not want people, I mean clients to see me as a controller, to control
Yes.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, no one likes that, right? Like no
yeah,
one wants no
yeah,
one wants that very controlling parent that tells them what to do. And
exactly.
I think even like I don't know anyone who actually loves having that kind of person around.
Yes.
Like I I know this to be true with some of the, like, let's say you're in a gym and you have
Yep.
like a gym coach, and then there's
Coach.
this
Yes.
coach who says, don't eat this, don't eat this, like you don't really want to go to the gym, or
Yes, exactly, exactly. This is that I do not want that to happen to my clients, because they are paying me because I'm fee based,
mm,
they need me to be there, to support them.
mm,
Just like what I wrote in my LinkedIn, we like a cheerleader, to cheer them out
yes.
whenever they succeed anything, they achieve anything, not even,
Mm,
no matter what, I mean, personal or in their business or even
mm,
financial, anything.
mm.
So we just be there and support them. That's all.
Yes, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm actually I've been reading your LinkedIn post, and
Thank
as I
you.
mentioned, it's very, yes, it's very well thought of. Like you don't really just post like pictures. There's actually a story behind the picture, and I really love it because,
Thank
yes,
you.
because I because yes, it's because it's really nice. Like it's very refreshing to be able to really like read a story from a real person who has succeeded in their financial journey. And
Yeah.
so I'm just curious, like, do you plan these posts, by the way? Because I know that this has helped you. At least 30% of your clients have this. So do you like think about
Mhm.
what to post and on when to post, or does this just come organically to you?
Yeah, okay. Cause now we have a schedule. I mean, me myself,
Mm-hmm.
every weekends, during weekends, I will think what sort of case study or even story that I want to write. So yeah, sometimes I will change it. Depends on my I mean my mood. Sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have some schedule.
Mm.
One every like 3 days I will post in LinkedIn.
Mm.
So yeah, I have my own schedule, and then sometimes I see that the post is not exactly I wanted to post. I just change it. Yeah,
Mm.
because this is a real case that happened to my client. Then like to share it out. Because some of the people out there, sometimes they email me or even they text me asking
Mhm.
me the question. So I will post it accordingly, to their according to what the question. So cause yeah, yeah. This is the
Yes,
way.
I yeah, so actually I'm asking about that because for me
Mm.
it's very difficult. It's not really that difficult, but it's actually challenging for me to
Uh-huh.
craft stories for posts. Not
I
my
understand.
forte.
Yeah, I understand that because I'm facing the same difficulties during last year, during
Mm.
a month of September or October. This is my first time I posted in LinkedIn, and
Yeah.
slowly I build up the routine and the habits. Just like what we building out, build it. Build for our clients.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
a routine, a habit. So you just do it
Yes,
very
yes.
naturally. Yeah, yeah,
That's actually a very wonderful advice. Just do it. My goodness,
yeah.
because
Just do
I'm,
it. Yeah.
I know the struggles of financial advisors, even the non-financial advisors. person who has a business at these times, right, really need to get their content out there in
Yeah.
their social media,
Yes.
so that other
Yeah.
people, because everyone is up on their phones now, so it's
Yes.
really a
Exactly.
good strategy. And I and the reason why I also pointed out that I really love your stories is because
Mhm.
even if not a lot of people would like
Mhm.
comment or
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Mhm.
your post, when they
Mhm.
see it, some people
Mhm.
actually um, can relate to those stories, and they
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes, Gwen. Yeah, because one of my clients, she don't even like my post, but she tested me and then PM me in LinkedIn, and then she said that some one of the the content the post that I posted is kind of her,
Mm, mm,
she's was in the same situation, so
yes.
she was asking me to for an appointment, so yeah, it doesn't mean that there's no likes or comments. Doesn't mean that people don't read it.
Yeah.
Actually, people do. They do. They do.
Mm. Yes, they just don't want to like the post sometimes for
Yeah.
for reasons we don't know,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Exactly. So once I have my, I post it in FB, Facebook,
Mm,
and then one of my classmates, he saw it, and he WhatsApp me, and then he asked me, what you do, and then all this story, you are talking, you're posting in social media.
mm,
Hope you don't mind to share with me. So I share with him, how I
mm,
help my client and all
mm,
the case study, everything. And then suddenly he say, hey, can we meet up? I
mm.
need your help. I need your
Yeah.
advice. Now
Mm.
he's my client now.
Ah, that's wonderful,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
it
yeah.
also helps that that your classmate already knew you from before, and
Yes.
that he already trusts you, and now that he
Yeah,
has seen that other people trust you as well, then it's
yeah.
easier for them to like build
Yes.
that relationship with you. That's
Yes,
right.
exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah. You are right.
Yeah, that's wonderful, and I'm actually opening this topic, or I really wanted to talk to you about this because I know the
Mhm.
me included have somewhat of a difficulty in maintaining that habit of posting regularly, and those posts are very crucial to our business,
Yeah,
and and it's really nice to find or get inspiration from another financial advisor who has formed a habit of posting really wonderful content and seeing results as well,
yeah,
because
exactly.
it's not easy to and talking into that topic as well, because some of the financial advisors are actually struggling during at the start of the pandemic. How were you able to
Mhm.
fare or to transition your business from like the regular meet at the office to like Zoom meetings? Did you have any um did you encounter any issues, or was it actually easy for you to transition?
Oh, good question. Yeah. Yeah, I
Mm.
faced a lot of difficulties. A hardship during last year.
Mm.
In Malaysia, we locked down during March in last year,
Mm. Yes.
2020.
Yes.
And
Mm.
at first, we thought it's only like, it would took us like 2 weeks, and everything will be like
Oh,
go back
yes.
to
Yes.
normal again, right?
Mm.
So at that time, I didn't think too much, that until our government announced that we will lock down, further lock down, then it's time for me thinking about, all my
Mm.
clients and even my business. So I was starting, at a time, there's some issue came in, means that some of my clients are facing like pay cut, after
Mm.
the
Yes.
March, yeah, pay cut, and some are even worse. They lost their job,
Mm.
yeah, that because the business is not doing well,
Mm.
everything. So I starting to text my client, to comfort them, and they need anything, you can just call me and text me or email me or telling me what's anything so that I can help you out. So from there, some of my they're not even my client. There are some of them as like just like a prospect, what we call it. We just
Mhm.
know each other through maybe from friends or even
Mhm.
it started to ask me question from there. And then now they become my clients because I think that because I've started with I lead my hands to help them out, you
Mhm.
know, to show them my support, everything. So they got through the period they been like building up the trust all the time. And yeah, so this is how I overcome it. Like
Yes.
last year I've been doing a lot of free advice to most of some of my clients are not my clients, some
Mhm.
are like just a stranger. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So,
Mm,
you've actually really built that trust during the initial lockdown last year, and now
yeah,
that that things are looking up, then they've actually, since you've already gained their trust,
yeah,
they've become your clients. So that's really nice. That's actually a really good in a in a business perspective, is also a good strategy to help
yeah,
others, because
yes,
and you know what, like even if they don't become your clients, they might refer you to someone
yes,
who is
exactly.
actually looking for one, right?
Yes, this is what I've been telling some of my friends.
Mm.
My financial planners friends. This is a long term. Long term. We need to build a long term relationship. It's
Mm.
not about short term. You met a client and then you close from there. That's it. But for financial planning is a long term. It's an ongoing process. This is what I see it. Yeah. So yeah, we should do that,
Mm.
continuously. Even though there's no business between you and me or anything,
Mm.
we can build a relationship means that from friends. They
Mm.
know you and then they will refer you to other people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Mm,
That's true.
mm.
Now, when and I'm opening this up because financial planning, and you mentioned this earlier as well, that I wanted to talk about this, that you said that there are only like 1,000 of you CFPs, and
Yeah.
most of the one practicing are still like agents. Is Am
Yeah.
I right if I it's like insurance agents?
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so what does it take to become a CFP, by the way?
Oh, okay. In Malaysia, even though you took up the CFE courses, but you
Mm.
still need to practice it and you get the license from the authority, from our now central bank, which is Bank Negara Malaysia, and the other one will be our Security Commission of Malaysia. You need
Mm.
these two license, just to practice on the financial planning. You certify as a financial planner is not enough. You still need the
Mm.
license from them. Yeah, so
Mm.
because some of them, they see it is it's hard for them to get a license because they like to stay on as an agent. They just want to
Mm.
certify themselves as a financial planner. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
But without the license, you can't advise your clients. You're
Mm.
just a typical agent, unit
Mm.
trust agent or insurance agent, because what you have is a certified financial planner, but you do not
Mm.
have the license. Yeah, because we are not allowed to advise clients or even receive a fee from clients
Mm.
without these two license. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's some really heavy regulations that your government has already imposed, uh,
yeah.
and I think that's very helpful, so that your clients get the assurance that you actually know what you're doing,
Yes,
and it's
exactly.
yes, and because there's a difference between getting an advice from a friend and getting an advice from like a professional, right? And
Yes, yes,
so
yes, yes.
and also, and I feel like this is a very important topic because, as you mentioned, there's only a few of you, and there are still a lot of people to help. A lot of people stuck in the sandwich generation. So what,
Yes,
like,
yes.
so because we're almost ending our podcast. Like, I really want to know, like, how do you think can we, like, encourage more people to get into the financial advice industry?
Oh, okay. That will be I think we need an encouragement for our government, to
Mm,
encourage more financial planner,
mm,
maybe to encourage them to get on board and to become a financial planner, else and maybe they can let those agent
mm,
just take some exam. I encourage them to take the exam, whatever
mm,
license that they wanted, they needed.
mm.
So yeah, the most important thing is our government. Yeah, they need to do that more.
Yes, more encouragement, because I do realize that it's quite difficult to become a CFP. There's a lot of things that you have to go through, and
Yes,
you said
yes.
that it's like about 2 years, right, in order to
Yeah, two
finish.
and a half years.
Two and a half years. So, and that's a lot to go through. So you really have to be committed, if you really want that
Yeah.
for yourself to become
Yes.
your career. So, and I'm
Yeah.
really happy that you're part of the financial advice industry, Vivian, because
Thank
more
you. It's my
people
pleasure.
because
It's my
more
pleasure.
people really need financial planners, and I'm
Yeah.
really such an advocate for that, because here in the Philippines, like, and I think it would be, I know you'd agree with this one as well, because it seems
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
there's still a lot of, like, mindsets to be changed, right,
Yeah,
with regards
exactly.
to personal finance, and especially retirement. Like, as you
Yeah.
said, like, you've had a friend who has had their heart broken because um, there's no option that they can see that they'll be able to retire. And that's not like, I know, like, at the back of my head, 10 people already who
Mm,
shares the same sentiment. um,
yeah.
and
Sad, right?
yeah, it's very sad, but it's very, like, we have the power to change that. And
Yeah.
it's just starting with, like, educating people and having those educators around,
Yeah.
such as your financial planner. So thank you so much for
You're
speaking with me
welcome.
in this wonderful afternoon, Vivian, and for
You're
coming to the
welcome.
show. Yes, and but before we end the show, I'd like to know that if people would like to reach out to you, to
Mm-hmm.
get to know you more, where can they find you, or know you better?
Yeah, you can find me in LinkedIn.
Yes, you're very active there. I can see that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So I'll be sure to provide the links to your LinkedIn
Thank
profile
you.
in our podcast description. But
Thank you.
again, thank you so much for coming into
Thank
the
you.
show,
It's my pleasure.
and you
Yeah.
have a good one.